Let's talk about this rare gem of a city. It is not Irvine, but it was recently ranked the safest city in California. What is it? What else do you need to know about it? Let's get started. So you may have seen our earlier video where we kind of went through this list of the 10 safest cities in California. And I know, there's plenty of California haters out there and they probably say, oh, safest cities for California, but California is so unsafe. Well, these cities that they're highlighting, their safety statistics are much lower than the national average. So this isn't just for California.
And this isn't our opinion, right?
Yeah.
This is obviously, we're referencing safewise.com.
Yes. So we did a whole video on the top cities that are in here, that are in Orange County. So Rancho Santa Margarita, Aliso Viejo, Yorba Linda, Laguna Niguel, Mission Viejo, Lake Forest, and Irvine. And San Clemente is number 13. So today we're going to focus on Rancho Santa Margarita. We love Rancho Santa Margarita. There's a lot of great things about this city. It is in a little bit of a way a unicorn city, meaning that the value for what you get is, top notch. But do you want to give your disclosure first about safety? Because obviously these are just statistics, right? But everyone's idea of safety is completely personal. So
yeah, and that's why we're careful not to say this is our list, right? We're referencing safewise.com. They pull their data from FBI. It's like their data, I believe, from the FBI. So, and also just to kind of give you a little reference point, Irvine, according to the FBI, has been ranked number 1 city of a population of 250,000 or more in the entire country for 18 years and running. So the fact that Rancho Santa Margarita is actually number 1 on this list and Irvine's number 10 kind of gives you some reference point according to the data. Now there's more resources that you can check out. Like all these cities obviously have crime. You can check out their police departments, see if they have crime and safety data themselves. There are other sites out there that also you can reference all as well, but nothing really compares to how you feel about the property itself, because it's very subjective as far as these, what crime and safety means, right? So before we continue, let's introduce ourselves. I'm Sean Dezahd.
And I'm Courtney Dezahd.
And we're licensed realtors here in the state of California. And if you're watching this channel, you might be thinking, wow, Sean, I love Orange County. I love the perpetual blue skies. I love the perfect weather. I love the Pacific Ocean. I can't wait to move here. Now, the problem is I'm not local. I may be out of state. I may be even out of the country. So I don't know what to do. And I totally get that. That's when you reach out to us, because we can be your boots on the ground. We can have that conversation with you, finding out specifically what you're looking for. We could be really granular about what you're looking for here, and we could be your boots on the ground, really doing just searches of properties, of like virtual tours of the homes as well as the neighborhoods as well. So when you do come out here, your time is spent super efficiently. So what you want to do is you want to give us a call or shoot us a text.
Yes, that number is a cell phone, so you can call us or text us, or you can use WhatsApp if you're outside the country.
So for what I might think is safe, and what you might think is safe could be completely different things. That's why I always recommend, one, do your own research, of course, but second is also you want to make sure that you, like, let's say you've kind of really zeroed in on a neighborhood or whatever. Go ahead and check out that neighborhood different times of the day, in the evening, kind of get a sense of how that feels for you, because I might think is safe, what you might think is safe might be totally different things. Like, let's say, we're talking about Irvine before, where it's number 1 in the country, again, of a population 250,000 or more. Still, some people are reaching out. They want to be in a gated community in Irvine. You're going, and to me, that might sound like a bit of overkill, because Irvine's already rated so highly, and I've been to Irvine and I've always felt comfortable, but at the same time, what I might think is safe and what you might think is safe is totally different. So I totally respect if you want to be gated in Irvine or one of these other cities. Hey, if that's what you want, I totally get it.
Yeah, you do you. You do you. Okay, so now let's just show where is this, beloved city, Rancho Santa Margarita. So we have Orange County here, and Rancho Santa Margarita sits right here
on the basically the eastern edge of Orange County, right? So basically So I would say the biggest con to Rancho Santa Margarita is the fact that of its location. It's kind of just far out there. So if you're working remotely, great, you have no issues. If you're actually having to commute, again, depending on where you're commuting, like, if you're commuting to Irvine, it's a bit of a drive. Just, that's just the reality of it. Not that far. I mean, I would say about 20 minutes or so from the Irvine Spectrum to get there.
Yeah, so here's the Spectrum right here.
Yeah, so,
That's the Spectrum.
Yeah, so you have a couple of different options. Either you could take the 5 freeway, like a side streets to the 5 freeway. And when I say side streets, these are arteries, right? These are 8 lanes across. I mean, these are not small roads by any stretch of the imagination. So there's alternate routes to get to the 5 freeway, and then from the 5 freeway to get to the Irvine Spectrum is pretty quick. Obviously, Rancho Santa Margarita does have some, employment hub itself. Mission Viejo next door to it have some employment, but again, Irvine Spectrum is going to be the nearest major job hub. And then from there, you have Santa Ana, which is a job hub, Anaheim, which is a job hub. You also have Newport Beach, which is also a big job hub. There's job hubs galore in Orange County, and Irvine being the biggest one of them. But then again, of course, if you're going into the Inland Empire, which is basically Riverside County, San Bernardino County, or you're going into LA for work and you're commuting 5 days a week.
Yeah.
Rancho Santa Margarita may not be the best option. I mean, again, realistically, some people really don't mind the commute, which is great. I'm just kind of saying, obviously there are the other options in Orange County that might be a better fit to kind of to take into account your commute. So, but if you're working, again, if you're going to LA, once or twice a week, or if you're going to or if you're working remotely, then obviously the location isn't an issue, right? So that's just that disclaimer as far as immediately kind of noting, is Rancho Santa Margarita even an option given your commute?
Yeah, and then I did just highlight this. This is a toll road, the 241. So it is another way to get in and out of Rancho Santa Margarita. It's just that, do you want to pay for it? 'Cause it ain't cheap. So.
Yeah. Again, it's one of those things. And again, depending on where you're coming from, toll roads may be just a normal way of life. For Southern California, as being native Southern Californians, we don't really have that many toll roads growing up. So we avoid toll roads like the plague as much as possible. But again, it's a great, it's a great, in case of emergency, break glass thing. If you're just kind of, if you need to get to an appointment or whatever, and you're kind of running a bit behind, it's great to have that option. It would pain my soul to go there every day, to like using the toll road every day personally.
Yeah, in Rancho Santa Margarita, it's right next to Coto de Caza, which you may have heard of, which is, a famous gated
ritzy
community. It's right next to Coto de Caza. It's right next to Mission Viejo. It's right next to Ladera Ranch, which is another very famous master plan community. So, yeah, it's kind of just out here in this southern part of Orange County, which we call South County. And then do you want to...
And can I also just... Another negative that people may perceive is the fact that it is also like abutting the Cleveland National Forest.
Yeah,
so you have heightened fire danger. And then this green that you're seeing is not green typically. No. Like maybe in the winter for a month it might be green, but it's usually just kind of more brush. Yeah. And so again, because this is Southern California, it doesn't rain here all that much. So we don't have these huge forests or anything like that, right? So they use the term forest a little loosely, I would say.
I don't know why they call it that.
Yeah, it's...
Well, maybe because in parts of it, like very far east, it does have trees, but in this part, it's really just...
More
it's
brush.
Just grass.
Yeah, so
and
bushes and stuff.
Tumbleweeds. Lots of tumbleweeds.
Yeah, so it's not desert, right? But it's just not... It's not lush forest like you're seeing. Yeah. So basically... because of all that unimproved land, you have heightened fire danger. So for some people, there's one, just your comfort level with it, and two, obviously you have higher insurance rates because obviously there's a higher than likely possibility that something might go awry. And again, being a native Southern Californian, I'm not particularly concerned. I wouldn't want to be necessarily on that house that its backyard is the Cleveland National Forest. That would be a bit... I just don't like that feel of just... again, because the firefighters are amazing at what they do as far as protecting property and lives. The thing is that if there's a fire that happens and it's, again, in a canyon and you're right there, as great as firefighters are, you have a higher likelihood that something could happen to your house. Now, if you're just even a few rows in from there, the likelihood of the fire tearing through those homes and getting to yours drops tremendously. So that's where for me, I have no issues of living in Rancho Santa Margarita, and I just would probably want to be a few rows in.
Yeah, for sure. And then just to give you a little overview of kind of what it looks like, it has this cute, I wouldn't really call it a lake, more like a pond, I would say, but it's super cute. Yeah. I mean, it's a really cute. It's a really cute part of Rancho Santa Margarita, kind of by where the city hall is. So, that part is super cute. So, I think Rancho Santa Margarita, it's a very cute city, and you want to talk about maybe just real quick kind of the different areas, because you do have Dove Canyon in Rancho Santa Margarita as well.
Yeah, so its closest analog would be Coto de Caza. So it's a gated community. It's a golf course community.
Oh, because here's Coto de Caza
it's
right
next
there.
to it, literally right next to it. Yeah, like literally the
Yeah.
entrance to Dove Canyon and the entrance to Coto de Caza are like steps away from. I mean, it's very close to each other, so it's a very short trek. And so Dove Canyon has a very has a feel of Coto de Caza, where obviously it's a smaller version of it. Coto de Caza Light, I guess, would be the closest thing I could say to it. But Dove Canyon's beautiful. It's a beautiful a beautiful area of Rancho Santa Margarita. Mm-hmm. It's gated. It's got the golf course thing. It's got bigger homes. Lot sizes aren't as big, I would say, as like Coto de Caza, but again, it's a great option. You have other components of Rancho Santa Margarita, which I love a lot. And then also, what I'll say is that right next to this entrance between the two is that you have actually a Rancho, like Santa Margarita High School, right? So this is a private school that's right here.
Yeah, a popular private school.
Yes.
Okay. So another really cool thing about Rancho Santa Margarita is if you look at the single family homes, the median price for Orange County at the time of this recording about 1.4 million, and then Rancho Santa Margarita virtually the same, right? So to get such a cool, obviously according to the statistics, very safe city, very beautiful city, to have that price is kind of, that's a fortunate thing.
Yeah, and actually, and again, because there's so few homes,
25.
25 for a whole month, right? That's crazy for a city. But so let's do all home types just for the heck of it, just to give us a little bit more data. Mm-hmm. Oh, it went from 25 to 47, amazing. Mm-hmm. So like if you're looking at median price point of Orange County is about 1.2. For Rancho Santa Margarita, it's actually lower than Orange County, so it's actually. Again, you're just getting really good value in Rancho Santa Margarita because you're at or possibly slightly below the median home price of the whole county itself. Yeah. Again, nationally speaking, obviously much more expensive, but when you're looking at where you are for Orange County itself, you're getting really good value here. This is one of our unicorn cities where you're getting a lot for what you pay for.
Yeah, and then if you're thinking about, the school districts, so Rancho Santa Margarita, it's part of two different school districts. So Capistrano is one of them. It gets an A+ on niche.com, and then the other one is Saddleback, and that gets an A. So, you've got some really good options in terms of, highly ranked schools in Rancho Santa Margarita as well.
Yeah, and so the thing is that what you want to know is if you're wanting to be part of one or the other, reach out to us. We'll, when we're dealing with, looking at properties, we could kind of tell you, okay, this is part of the Capistrano Unified School District or part of Saddleback Valley, depending on what your preference is.
Yeah.
And then as far as just kind of get a sense of Rancho Santa Margarita, you have tons of HOAs here. That's just the reality of honestly living in South Orange County in general, unless you're on the coast where you have a less likelihood of it. But just South Orange County, they kind of took Irvine's lead as far as having HOAs. You have HOAs here, so even if you have a single family residence, chances are you have an HOA. But again, with that comes a certain degree of just consistency, I would say, in the neighborhood, as well as what you have, as well as like shared amenities. So what's nice is that even if you don't have a pool, let's say at your house, there, chances are you'll have access to pools that are there because these pools are for the residents of that association as well as their guests. And remember, we are licensed realtors here in the state of California. So as much as we love making these videos, what we love more is to help you with your real estate needs. So whether you're looking to buy or sell a home, what you want to do is you want to give us a call or shoot us a text.
Yes, that number is the cell phone, so you can call us or text us, or you can use WhatsApp if you're outside the country.